If you're possessed by a devil and let's say you take a weapon and attack someone on a bus or a public train, is that person culpable in Catholic theology? Or can they honestly say, I wasn't driving the bus, the devil made me do it? What's the Catholic moral theology on people who are possessed and the sins they commit? Let's say a mortal sin. Are they guilty of that mortal sin? What says Catholic theology?
Not driving your own bus, meaning your will is compromised, that you're making decisions, you're no longer offering any resistance to. And so our will is still sovereign, even in the case of a compromised will. So the claim the devil made me do it, the moral theologians would say, no, that's not true. I mean, the modernist moral theologians would go into other things, but I think it would be hard pressed for someone who's committed mortal sin in a state of mortal sin.
God is not going to ask us something that we're incapable of doing. I have talked to people that are demonically possessed, even within my family, as I said. One of my brothers, they will tell you that there is a voice that's always moving them towards disorder and trying to drive them towards, depression and anger, but they can still hear the voice of God. They can still hear your prayers when we're praying the rosary around them. They can still hear the prayers and feel the graces of those prayers. They can hear the voice of the priest, even within possession. We don't believe in Flip Wilson theology, the devil made me do it, and that your will is in bondage like Luther taught. That's not Catholic.
In some models of liberation, you'll hear the priest or the team saying, we need to pray over this person to free the will, as if their will isn't sovereign. We found that in our experience, my experience particularly, that all liberation at some level is self-liberation. Even when in a case of possession, there must have an active agency in their own liberation. And so they have to get to that point when they say, I want this demon out. They want union with God, and they want reconciliation with God greater than the sin that they're committing, or greater than they want just the demon to be out of them so they can go on living their lives semi-pagan, semi-decent.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think, oh, someone has a demon, I have a demon. I just need to get it out and go back to normal. And there is no neutrality. There's Christ and Antichrist, God and Satan. And if you're going to be freed from the devil, you have to be freed into Jesus Christ.